Hello and welcome to the Aniview interviews. I'm Lyzl, and today I'm here with BlackMesaBoy. So, can you introduce yourself a bit?
Hey everyone, I'm BlackMesaBoy. Just kind of a recent anime fan. I've been on the anime forums for a while, and I've been listening to Aniview since when it came out.
All right, awesome. And yeah, I definitely have noticed you on our comments and forums and whatnot throughout the entire span of Aniview, so you've definitely been one of the longest term fans and whatnot, and one of the most consistent, so that's pretty awesome. So, as you probably know, the first question I'm going to ask, what is your favorite series? And if you don't have one, what's a series that best describes your taste in anime?
Well, my favorite series would definitely have to be Full Metal Panic. That's really the series that it's like it has everything that I like about anime. It's just all these different genres that it just kind of blends together, and it just yeah really defines my interest in anime.
Mm-hmm. Sounds awesome. Actually, I do have a tiny little story about Fullmetal Panic. I personally don't love the first season that much, but the Fumoffu and second season are really good for very different reasons to me. The only thing is that my sister, she is into war stuff. I have no idea why, but she's like, "Is there any anime where there's war and fighting?" And I'm like, "Fullmetal Panic, I guess." And so now I've got my 10-year-old sister in love with Fullmetal Panic. Um, yeah, it's fun stuff. And so I'm actually kind of rewatching the entire series right now because she's watching and her computer's right beside mine. So sounds awesome. You like that series because it encompasses a lot of anime, and I can definitely agree with that. It does have a lot of those elements. Um, so in general, what makes anime interesting for you to watch? Why do you watch it over TV, movies, books, or any other type of media?
I guess just because they have more of a varied range of, I guess, themes and things that anime is about. I mean, you can find an anime about pretty much anything that you want to. I mean, they have fantasy, sci-fi, and everything. I mean, even just ones just slice of life ones. They're all really interesting, and it's all done very well. I love the characters, and of course, they're really funny. I always love the overblown anime expressions and moods, and everything's all crazy. And I don't know. It's just whenever you watch shows with real people, on TV and everything, it just kind of gets a little old after a while. I mean, I still love, plenty of shows on TV, but anime is just, it's very interesting and you're watching it and you're really enjoying it, but at the same time, you're like, this is so weird and so crazy. And I just love that about anime.
Yeah, I think that's definitely like one of the classic reasons that people love it. It just has its own flavor and its own differentiation from normal TV and whatnot. How long have you been an anime fan? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I've been watching anime for a long time, but I only recently started to get into it really hardcore, like in the past 3 years. Which, when I was little, I had watched a lot of anime, but like everyone else, that was the time where like we watched it, but we didn't know it was anime. Back when everyone watched Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. It's like, oh, this is a cool show, but we didn't really know what we were watching. So I've been an anime, like if you want to count that, I've been watching anime since I was like 6 years old. Um, but like just recently getting into like the really hardcore shows, it's been like the past 3 years.
Yeah, that's actually a very similar story to mine. Been a well, I watched the Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moons, and Digimons and Pokemons, all that stuff when I was younger. But then I went to an anime convention, Anime North up here in um, Canada, and for the first time, and I had no idea what this anime thing was. Some of my friends just invited me to go, and they're like, "It's gonna be awesome." And I'm like, "Okay." Turns out it was one of the most awesome experiences of my entire life, and got me addicted to anime, and that was almost exactly 4 years ago. Like probably 50 to 60 series I watched just during that 1 year span or so, because it was just that was where it was like we were always just every week we'd watch another two or three series, and so just you build up a lot of series when you're watching that much a week.
So jealous. I mean, every time I try to watch a series, it's like I just finished like Tower of Draga, and like that alone, I mean, it was only 12 episodes long. That took me like a couple months to finish just because it's like, all right, I'm going to watch an episode. Wait, wait, there's something else to do, and then I get distracted, and then it just took me forever to finish that.
Uh,
So,
I could definitely see why that would be the case for Tower of Draga, but no,
uh,
otherwise, I would
yeah.
say I'm not a huge marathoner of anime. The only reason I really marathon a lot of anime is because I have a deadline to have a review up or whatever. So I'm like, okay, gotta watch this. Right now, during the summer, I have not finished a single full series, except for ones that have come out seasonally. And so I'm always watching tons of seasonal stuff, which takes up, like, when I have to watch 3 or 4 episodes a day of seasonal stuff, I just don't feel a huge need to go and watch um, other stuff too, unless I need it for reviews.
Yeah, I have like 6 series right now that I'm currently watching. They're all on hold, and right now I'm actually watching Area for Slackson off of the forums.
Hmm.
Um, we'd been talking on the mess or we've been messaging each other on there, and I was telling her about Full Metal Panic, and she was telling me about Area, and we both said that like, all right, if she watches all 3 seasons of Full Metal Panic, I'll watch all 3 seasons of Area. So I'm currently watching that.
Nice, yeah. Me and um, Me and Leon always do deals like that. It's like he's like, "You've got to watch this amazing series," and I'll say, "Okay, then you've got to watch my series." And usually um, those are the reviews that always come out like this. One of us has it 5 stars. Examples include Wolf's Rain for Leon, and then for me, I gave him Simone, where it was both 5 star series that we said the other person has to watch, and we go and we're like, it was good. It's okay. Let's go review it now. And it's just hilarious that happens all the time between us. It never turns out that we both get all of our double 5 star series or like double 4 star, 4.5 star, where we both like loved it equally. Those were all series that we've either watched together or watched completely separately with no knowledge that each other had watched it. So whenever we try to influence each other, the other person always ends up not liking it that much. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Yeah, because the we have 3 double 5 star series, so I guess those would be our highest ranking series that we'd give out, and those are Kino's Journey, Death Note, and Toradora. Those three, and yeah, it's just like we watched Toradora and Kino's Journey together. We both had just an amazing time watching those 2 series, and then Death Note I watched when it was airing, and then he watched like 4 or 5 months after airing. Both of which we hadn't met each other before that point. So um, yeah, obviously we couldn't have influenced each other if we hadn't met. And so those are our 3 things. But I'm proud that the my number one and number two got the double 5 stars, whereas his number one, two, and three, not one of those is both 5 stars. So you know, one of us might have better taste. I don't know. So, are there any particular series that you've watched that hold special meaning to you for any reason, turning point in your anime watching, exploring new genre, something like that?
Well, besides Full Metal Panic, since it was definitely one of the earlier series I watched, probably be Last Exile. I know I'm always talking about that one.
Hmm.
It's just because that was the big series that I was shown when I first got into anime. Because like whenever I first started getting into anime, about 3 years ago, I started with watching Naruto on Cartoon Network. And then my uncle found out that I was an anime fan, and he's been a huge anime fan for a long time. He's watched tons of series. He was like, "Oh wow, you like anime? Well, you should check out this one series, Last Exile." So we got through Netflix and I watched it, and that was the big, heavy hitter series for me because Naruto, it's Naruto. It's not that it doesn't impact you that as much as other series would, where they're killing off main characters and stuff like that. So when I watched Last Exile, that was the series when I finished. I was just like, wow, I love anime now, and I was just like, give me more. And then he showed me Full Metal Panic, and then I branched out and got into stuff like Higurashi and I love it.
Yeah, definitely. It's so odd that almost everyone I've talked to here and everyone I know, um, they always say that one their favorite, like their number one, their number two can be anything, but their number one favorite anime is always one part of their first like 10 to 15 major series of anime. It's always in that like initial block. Mine too. Death Note I watched in 2006 when I just became an anime fan, and it was part of I watched it seasonally, and I had also watched Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya and Ouran High School Host Club all at the same time, and I sort of consider those three as sort of trifecta for me because I was watching them all around this same period of time, and they're all still up there for me, but they've all sort of changed and shifted and stuff. And Death Note just sort of solidified its number one spot for me. And just like there's no other series that I can't even comprehend a series that I'd like more than it. Like it's just it has everything I want out of anime. So it's like why would something better come up? Um, and so yeah, it's just interesting. Leon's favorite is Hunter x Hunter, which he watched as part of his first 10 or 15 series as well. So it's just a thing that you sort of fall in love with one of your first series. And so